Hello there everybody, my name is Peeporp and welcome to my old creative test world, or should I say graveyard. Yes, this is my old creative test world where I have a lot of builds from over the years, from my first kind of season of building with Peeporp to the current one, and also old channel 64 videos. We've got the original Peeporp the Tank Engine over there. What a throwback. So I would say there are a lot of really great builds here, if I do say so myself. Like, this blacksmith is great, this church is great, but I've been thinking to myself, what if we can just bring it up a little bit? What if we can mod it out a little bit? And I know I've made a video about Conquest Reforged quite a while ago, and I was thinking, what if we return to that with the new blocks that have been added to that mod, and see what will happen if we try and improve our vanilla builds into Conquest Reforged builds. And it's quite easy to change. All we do is just take this world and then give it a fresh coat of paint and we're back in Conquest Reforged. And here it all is in its conquesty glory. But can I be honest? Now that we've changed the textures from the vanilla textures to the conquest textures, I'm noticing a lot of stuff that just does not look right. For instance, this is the texture of tough, which I've used to make the cobblestone a little bit darker in vanilla. This is what tough looks like in Conquest. Why? Why is it completely different? Why is it yellow? Why is it beige? I don't get that. So these builds don't look fantastic, but that's okay because we've got 12 kabajillion blocks to use to try and make this look a little bit better. And I'm going to be starting with this building here, which is the starter house for my second season of building with Peeporp. So we're going to start off with a starter house, which I think is very, very fitting indeed. So what I've done is I've copied and pasted it from over here to here, so we have more space around it, so it has room to breathe and we don't feel all cramped inside and have to worry about room and such. But I think we can get a nice start here by fixing all this texture for the foundation. Like, look at this. This is awful. This is disgusting. Look at these different textures. These tough blocks that don't look right, and the cobblestone with the mossy cobblestone, and this, what's this? Andesite, it just looked completely different. So we're gonna have to find some different blocks that shade this kind of area better. So, because it looks fine in vanilla, but apparently in Conquest, it's bad. It's very bad. So let's get rid of those and find some good blocks to use. So this is a granite cobble here, a different kind of cobble, which looks much more kind of medieval. I like this one here. This is also very nice. Oh, these block textures are so lovely. And the mixed slate, that looks really nice. It's got like some bit of green and a bit of yellow and a bit of like kind of blue purpley. That is very, very nice. I think I'm probably going to say that about all the blocks, but they just look very, very nice. That doesn't fit though. That doesn't fit at all. So we've got a lot of different blocks that we can choose from. We just got to kind of figure out which blocks are going to go with which, and which will create a better kind of shading and not just look like random blocks put together. So I think what I want to do for this foundation is find a block that I want to be kind of the base block, and we'll find other textures and colors to go with that. And I think I'm leaning towards these slate colors here. I'm really liking this kind of colorful kind of foundation block. So I'm going to replace all of the foundation blocks here with this slate. So I've now replaced the whole of this foundation with this slate block here, and even these slabs. And the thing with Conquest Reforged is the slabs work like snow layers. So you can have these slabs as high or as low as you like. And I really like that feature, honestly. So we're going to make this a little bit more cobbly. Did I just see auto jump? Ugh, it looks very nice, I must say. I do like this slate. Let's see how it looks with a little bit of this kind of mortar within it. It kind of mixes. Let's see what about this dry slate. That's also not bad, but I think I don't honestly think that we need to texture or shade this too much, because the block itself is very textured and shaded. So I think the Conquest mod is actually better at adding those kinds of textures that you won't really get. It's got that variation that you need for your eyes to be stimulated. It's not just the single cobblestone texture repeated over and over again. So that's also a big bonus of using this mod. And also we can make these areas here, like this door frame, a lot fancier. We can use these arches here. So we can have this arch coming across here. And this one's also like a little kind of half arch kind of thing. And with the regular slabs that you can stack up, we also get the vertical slabs, which we can also kind of stack up against the wall here. So you get more of that kind of space with the arch, and you can also make it flush to the arch, or you can just have a little bit of a ledge here, so you have a bit of ledge on the arch to add a little bit of depth there. Or we could even get rid of this big arch, fill up this part here, and we could just have this little archway, which I think is actually very nice and fits the build a little bit more. You don't want to have too much of a gap in the foundation because this build is quite small, so you're going to need to get as much stability for the house as you can get. And I know I keep talking like this is a real life build, but the way I like to build is visualize it as a real life build in real life as opposed to block game. So I'm thinking about how the house is built as opposed to just building it with regular blocks and saying, oh, it's just how it is in Minecraft. Okay, so the next thing I want to fix with this build, I say fix, but I do have a problem with this now that I'm looking at it again, is this chimney. Because I think I may have been a bit overzealous in the fantasy kind of thing and like trying to make it all look weird and detailed, but this chimney simply does not make sense, because if we have think of these furnaces as the fire source, the smoke would rise up, and it just diagonal smoke. Is that a thing? Maybe. It just doesn't look good to me though, so I'm gonna just completely get rid of all of this chimney and build it up completely straight. I know that it was giving it some quote-unquote shape, but I didn't like the shape. So we're going to change it up a little bit, and we're also going to give more room for the walls, which we're going to work on next. I do like this limestone brick texture here, so I think I might stick with it and see if there is anything that we can add as well. But we're going to bring the chimney up quite a little bit here, because we have the fireplace inside here, so we can just kind of level it out to here. We can have some more smoke coming out of the top, but I do want to add some little bits of shading, maybe a little bit of a gradient for this chimney, so it just doesn't look like an obelisk of the same texture. So we've got a few bricks here that I think can move up into a nice little gradient. If we swap those around with like this. So now we've got this nice little gradient on the chimney here, which goes down from weathered limestone brick all the way up to white limestone brick. And I think it's very nice. Just need to put chimney on top. Now, do we have chimneys? Don't have chimneys. That's fine. That's okay. We do have these kind of bricks, which can look a little bit like chimneys, and we can bring it up with a little bit of a pillar, maybe? No. So I guess we're just gonna kind of have the same style of chimney here, but we're gonna have a nice iron grate around it so it looks a bit more fortified, maybe. There we go. We have a nice little chimney there. I've just made a little trapdoor thing. We've got these pillars, balustrades. The thing is, they look like an anvil shape in the menu, but they come out looking like this, which is a bit different, but you can definitely get some really cool shapes with these, for sure. But anyway, I've spent way too much time on the chimney already. That should have been a simple job, but now it looks good. It's very fortified. It's very strong. What a strong chimney this is. Let's move on to the walls, because when I built this in vanilla, I wanted to add more depth with these stairs here, so it looked like a kind of logged cabin. But I want to get rid of it all. I want to just get rid of it all and replace it with proper walls, proper medieval Tudor kind of style box style walls. So we've got lots of different types to use here, and I'm gonna go with this style for like a kind of little box, and then we can add more of the fortified kind of wall on top. Maybe that one. Yeah, something like that. Something like that looks very good, and we'll do it on this top part here as well. I think I want to get rid of these wooden support blocks here. I think they're taking up too much room that could be used for walls. So yeah, that looks a lot better already. Right there. Very nice. So now I just got to do it on all the rest of the sides. So I'll do that. Now, honestly, just this change with these walls makes such a huge difference, in my opinion. I think it looks great. I think it looks sturdier, honestly, because you can see that the support with the beams and stuff. It looks really, really nice. So now the next thing that I want to tackle is this roof. Oh no, I forgot a spot. Yeah, the next thing I need to tackle is this roof. I want to completely change this siding here and also just the whole texture of the roof. I'm basically just going to change the whole roof. Just the roof needs to change. It needs to go, it needs to grow, it needs to become a better person. So I'm going to make it become a better person. Are roofs redeemable as people? I don't know. Depends what shenaniganry they're up to. Okay, so now with the kind of side of the roof taken off, it looks really boring. It looks really boring with this wood. It's not great, but thankfully we have a whole subsection just for roofs. We've got the cut copper here, and we've got tiles, which I really like. So I'm probably going to go with some shingles here. And we've got some brown gray wood shingles, but we've also got these light red clay tiles, which I'm going to have a look into. I'll do these two sides of the roof, different types of shingles and roofs, and I'll see which ones I like the best. So we've got the two different shingles on now, and as much as I really like this kind of roof shingle texture, it's kind of boring, and it kind of just mingles in too much with the rest of the build. It's kind of not sticking out too much, so I'm gonna go with this shingled roof. The red just adds a nice little warmth to it, which I really like. So I'm gonna make it all red. There we go. That red is very, very lovely indeed. I'm gonna add some different kind of red for this, so that we can have like a little gradient. It goes a little bit lighter at the top. I'll do that in a second, because I want to figure out this kind of siding here. And now that we can make vertical slabs that have layers to them, we can get something a little bit more fancy for the end of these roof tiles here. Interesting. I can get this little wicker fence. That doesn't look like I thought it was going to. Hold on. What's going on here? What's this? Oh, that's very cool. I can't use it, but that's very cool indeed. This type of thing here, that would be nice, but it needs to be around the other way, like that. Like that? No? Hello? Okay, now I'm getting lost in roof things, because you can make these roofs a lot more consistently slopier. Is slopier a word? I'm calling it, I'm just gonna say it's a word now. Slopier. You can make it slopier with the use of these vertical slabs, so it's a much more of a kind of nice slope. But also now this roof looks too thick, especially now that I've added the stairs on top. See, that's the thing I like about these mods. It makes you think a little bit more. It's a bit more like problem solving sometimes, especially when you're translating a vanilla build into a conquest build. So this is going to take me a little bit of time, but so I will I'll try and figure it out, and then I'll be back once I have figured it out. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I got a little bit carried away, but I figured out the roof after multiple tries of trying to figure out the roof. I did record a little bit where I took the roof down, so it was just a single kind of step up, and it kind of looked dumb, so I'm redoing it. I've been playing around with these beams. I changed the stripped spruce to a dark oak beam, and I've been playing around with these little beam parts here. We can get corner slabs and quarter slabs, and there's also eighth slabs and half slabs that make this kind of beam to give it more support and more depth, and I love it. So I'm gonna do the rest of this roof part here. So basically I'm just gonna create little roof lining here using these corner slabs, and then we can get these vertical quarter slabs and make a nice little siding here just to line the edge of the roof. And then we can take these tiny little quarter beam, the dark oak wood beam 8 slabs. Try saying that a million times fast. And then it makes the diagonal a bit nicer. So if we don't have those, it just kind of looks a bit weird. So we're kind of creating this little diagonal using these tiny little blocks. And what I've done for the roof here is I've done a kind of 2-block high illusion kind of thing. So we've got the wall block here, but we've got this little outline of 1 layer half slabs. I don't know, that's not even a half slab, it's like a 8th slab, I guess. My only issue is, I don't know what to do for the top of the roof, because we don't really have anything that comes up to a point, like a kind of like spike thing. However, we can add some little details underneath here, like using these beams, vertical wood beams. There's a lot of words, so I'm just gonna like show them. You can like look through them and have some depth there. Ooh, very fancy. And also you can take these lintels, which is the thing that you put on top of a door, and that's the support there. But we can also put them on top of these windows here, just to give them a nice little ledge. And also these windows here, we can look at the glass, and I need to remember which one I've looked into. It's like Gothic. It's the Gothic sliding window panes that are like perfect for these. Oh, you can change them? Ooh, that's pretty cool. Didn't know that. But we've got these Gothic sliding panes that look like more of a lattice kind of window, which I think is perfect for this build here. I think this build is looking great. We just need to finish up the roof and then do some more little details, and we will be finished with the exterior of the house. I might play with the interior a little bit, but that's not too much of importance. Also, I use some of these lintels at the bottom to kind of like give it a little bit of separation from the foundation to the top part. And now that I know that I can change them, can I change I don't know if I like them crossed out or like with a little bit of a thing there. I think I prefer it like that, actually. Yeah, that looks good. So let's finish up this roof here, and honestly, I think we may be done. I know the video's already going for a little bit, but you know, these things take time. These things take a little bit of effort and time to work out. It's just, you know, I think it's going to be one of those nice little chilled out kind of building videos that I haven't really done in a while, and I've kind of missed doing them. So if you're still here and you're enjoying the video, remember to leave a like and do a subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I did it again. I need to stop. I need to stop getting carried away, but how can I not? I got 1 billion blocks at my disposal, and it is amazing. I guess it's done. I guess the house is finished. We got all these beams on both sides, and they look lovely. We got a nice little roof gradient going from the dark red to the orange. We got our little side place, and we got some bushes, and we got some like dirt around, and I fixed this little kind of wood awning thing back here. We got some little stacks of wood and a wood and crates, and these bushes look really nice. And we put some shutters and a little place to put some window boxes. I love it. I love it. I think it might look a bit jarring because it's kind of all on its own. I think if there were like more houses around in a big city, it would look a lot better, but I think I'm finished. I think I'm done. I've also done a little bit of interior work. It looks very lovely in here. We've got some curtains up, and we've got some whatever this is, and a chest, and a nice little place to sit down and write books. And then we can come upstairs, and we've got some more room because we've got this nice little roof. This it's just a wooden support, and it looks really, really cool. It kind of gives off like a Skyrim kind of vibe, which I really love. We've got railings and paintings and chairs and all the lovely, lovely stuff. I've had to physically stop myself from building anymore because I've already taken up a lot of time in the video just by building this, and I want to transform another one. But we're probably going to do that in a little time lapse, so it won't be me running through it. We're going to apply the lessons that we've learned with this house to another build. But let me know what you think of this house in the comments. Let me know how you like it. How you like these the walls, the improvement. I'm gonna give a little bit of a before and after here. So before we have this kind of standard fantasy house, and now we've transformed it into this lovely medieval Tudor conquest modded loveliness. It's so nice. I'm genuinely very happy with all the things that I've learned using this mod. But now we can move on to something much bigger. We're not doing this. We're doing this. We're doing this little church here because this andesite texture makes my eyes bleed. And I want to do something really, really cool. I want to play with some of the Gothic kind of pillar blocks. We've got a lot of layers that we can play with here that we can definitely do more with the Conquest mod. So I think we should just kind of do a time lapse of it. But a time lapse would be cool. Nice at the end of the video. We're not taking up too much of your time. Yeah, let's do a time lapse and fix this church. Yeah. I gotta be perfectly honest with you. I think this is some of my best work. Don't ask about the interior. It doesn't exist. But what we have here is just arches. Arches, more arches, arches, circle arches. More arches than you could ever deal with. Windows with shutters behind them. I think it's beautiful. May have gone a bit over the top of the arches, but that's just what Gothic is like. You just gotta use these layers, like especially up here. Look at this, it's just circular. This is not, you can't get this in regular Minecraft. You just get circular. So nice. We have these different ledges and bits of depth and layers and sideways and vertical slabs. And this is probably one of my favorite details, is just these little like window linings. Just look at that. Just look at that little window lining. It's just like a little tiny little bit of a quarter slab, but it just makes a difference, you know? It just adds to it. I'm so happy with it. It's beautiful. I love it. The roof, it's the same color as that roof, but I really like the color. It feels very nice. We've got a little bit of a gradient, very nice, and we just appreciate just the layering. Oh my goodness, it's so nice. And like all these different blocks, like we've got little like top column pieces here that just like add a little bit of a ledge so we can put the balustrades on. Wow. Oh boy. I think I knocked it out of the park with this one. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I love it. They've still got the roof with these balustrades. It just looks, just look at it. Just gaze upon it for a little bit and just appreciate how nice it is. I love this. I love this mod. I am very tired. Spent most of the early hours working on this, but it was a good time. I don't regret my time. It's beautiful. Don't ask about the interior. So I think I've definitely achieved my goal of improving my builds using Conquest Reforged, and I want you to put down in the comments if you agree. If you think that these builds are better than before. Spoiler, I think they're much better, but you know. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Put some comments down below what you like about the mod. If you want to see more, that would be pretty cool. But this has been a Conquest Reforged makeover video. My name is P-Porp, and I shall see you in the next video. So goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.